Send on over to you.
Okay, thanks, GMAC. This is a different view looking off to the north and east from Old Town Petersburg. I picked it because you can still see how the clouds are streaming northward out ahead of the approaching cool front. It is really soupy out there ahead of this front. Lots of moisture to work with, feels humid. And now all that moisture has been wringing out over the overnight period and will continue to do so into Northern Virginia, Western Virginia today. That's where we still have that flash flood watch in effect now until 8 p.m. But here's the big picture. Look at the wingspan of the storm system. Stretches all the way from Canada north of the Great Lakes down through the mid-Atlantic and all the way down to Florida. Let's zoom in a little bit tighter to the mid-Atlantic, and you can see ahead of the front, literally just ahead of the front around Raleigh, they're getting some strong thunderstorms right now. Lightning closer in to central Virginia. We've been getting the heavy rainfall earlier this morning. Some of these storms south of Petersburg and west of I-85 did have lightning with them, but I haven't seen any lightning strikes in about an hour and a half. But this is not something you should take lightly. In fact, this is a really messy day for us because of all the heavy rainfall and specifically how the rain is falling. It is falling over many of the same locations as the individual storm cells are tracking north, and the entire line is very, very slowly, painfully slowly tracking to the east. So that's called training, and that brings in the potential for flooding in the usual problem spots, probably in your neighborhood, low-lying areas, parking lots that tend to have poor drainage. Be alert for that because this yellow to orange and red indicates very heavy rainfall. We are getting some heavy rain now on the west side of the metro out towards Short Pump, but this line extends on down through Blackstone along I-85 once you hit around the Alberta area down towards South Hill, and then also on 64 in that line between Goochland and Louisa County. Also heavy rain I-95 northbound around Fredericksburg and into Spotsylvania County. Can you find the front? I think it's kind of easy. The colors help you too. You can see the green here and the temperatures showing the cooler air coming in behind our front, which is essentially from around Culpeper to Orange to Louisa, just through Amelia County and east of South Hill. Everybody to the east of there, including the I-95 corridor, we are stuck into that really humid air, 60s and above for our dew point values. But look back to the west behind the front, drier air is starting to come in. That's a sign of our air mass change that will happen through the day today once that front tracks through. Temperatures though are into the 70s. It's 75 right now out at the airport. Overcast, not getting rain on the east side of town, but it is pouring for some of you on the west side. And it is now through about 2 p.m. here in the greater Richmond metro area that I expect us to have our greatest potential for our heaviest rainfall and even some thunderstorms with gusty winds around 40 miles per hour. Let's pause the clock here at noon. Nasty looking, right? All along the I-95 corridor, it will be a very wet lunch break for you. Now, what about your kids getting home from school? If they get off the school bus between 2 and 3, they're probably still going to get wet. The front will be moving through, though, and that will really shut down any potential for thunderstorms and very heavy rainfall. As I'll scooch over, you can see kicks off most of the heavy rain off into the Atlantic, but there will still be a few showers around on the backside of the front, even this evening. How much rain could we get? Still seeing that potential for half of an inch to an inch easily across many parts of central Virginia, with up to 2 inches west of I-95, where, as I've explained, we've had repeat rounds of heavy rain and storms since yesterday, overnight, and ongoing now. Cheryl.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. Sounds like it's going to be a busy